What guests will notice the first thing as they come into the new MOSI is that we start the experience off with core science. Core science meaning what are the fundamental things that kids really want to learn about science, and that's motion, it's fun, it's magnets, it's brain teasers, it's all of those things that make us ask questions, and it goes along with some of the slogans that we have, which is that innovation starts with you. So lots of different ways that kids can experiment with things, find their own results, and most importantly, just have fun with a hands-on experience. First things that a lot of members will notice, or guests that have been to MOSI before will notice, is that there's some standbys. There's some staples that have been a part of MOSI for several years, such as magnets, our cargo loading machine, our tug-of-war. A lot of the fun, very fun guest favorites are the first things that they'll recognize. So again, they'll know that they're back at MOSI. And we want them to feel that it's MOSI, but we're also very clear that this is new MOSI. New attractions, new experiences, new upgrades to everything, and it goes along with something that we're saying, which is it's the new MOSI, same address. So we brought over all of our 3D printing elements that we had, that MOSI had owned, that we had created, and so we put a lot of them on display here to show people that 3D printing is still alive and well. Very important to MOSI, along with our STEAM theme on our exhibit path, is that we're offering the hands-on experience, the innovation, the ability for our guests, for kids to do hands-on science experiments, whether that has to do with technology and on computers or actually building robotics. The idea zone is where that will happen. We call it tinkering. Tinkering is fun, and we allow kids to come in and build things, and we don't want to keep anything hidden. We thought it was going to be important for everybody to see a little bit of what we would call the quote-unquote mess that goes along with tinkering. So something the guest will see when they arrive at the new MOSI, immediately when they kind of come in through the entrance and they see the main exhibit path, is there's a clear line sight for our new exhibit here at New MOSI called Connect Us. Connect Us actually means connect us. There's a lot of new technology in here, all STEAM-oriented. And it's really an interactive, as we say in the slogan, touch tomorrow, we mean it. Everything is hands-on. There are things that you can do as far as an iPad and touch screens, but then more importantly, there's hands-on things, new experiments, new technologies that the guest is actually going to get to do and see how this technology works in our everyday lives. We've got some of the old and some of the new involved in our new space area, including the Freedom 7 capsule. This is a replica. It's not the real thing. It's a little too valuable for NASA to actually give us. But it's a great replica, and it gives kids a real feeling for what space travel was like prior to the space shuttle or prior to SpaceX. And then showing them, space travel wasn't as easy as it was nowadays. You weren't able to just go up in the same unit and come back down. The capsule is what brought you down. And what was important was your heat shield. Your heat shield prevented your capsule or your vessel from actually burning up on re-entry with the friction with the atmosphere. So we show the guests, what does one of those heat shields look like? What would it have looked like? What is the damage to it? Meteorites are something that we already had. Those are items that made the journey over. Some of them made these journeys from outer space, but the hardest journey was from old MOSI to new MOSI. So yeah, they're all here and present. They're great educational pieces. In fact, we even have one that the public can touch. One of those items that wasn't on display to me was just shocking, and so when we were talking about what would we add that would be new for the new MOSI, this was a no-brainer. What you see here is an actual tire from the Space Shuttle Columbia. It's a really unique piece. It's not often that you can go to a museum or a science center and actually touch items that have physically been to space or physically been a part of a space program. But the new MOSI is going to offer you that opportunity with the shuttle space tire. Whether you've been here, right before we closed for our renovation, or it's been 15 years since you've been at the new MOSI, there's something new. It doesn't matter. There's new experiences. There are new discoveries everywhere you go at the new MOSI. And one of the reasons for that is because we have a hashtag that we think just covers it all, and that's keep discovering. Everywhere you go at the new MOSI, there's going to be something new in the corner. I didn't realize that. Even connecting people with art and an art exhibit in a science center is something a lot of people wouldn't expect. And so we hope when they get there, they go, I had no idea, it's a surprise, it's a discovery.